Facedown.
Stuff from the vault, behind-the-scenes stories from the music business, and more.
Hey, welcome to Stuff from the Vault, episode 12, and this time we're going to talk about Facedown. Facedown was a rapper that came and recorded at Stardust. That's the cover of the Facedown CD. There's the back cover for anybody who wants to see that collector's item, because I don't know that there's a lot of these around anymore. But one of the cool things about owning a recording studio is the people that you meet. You know, the guy Facedown, as he calls himself, his real name was Vito. He's from Detroit. So I'm going to play a little bit of the record, and I played the saxophone on this, and there's a couple neat things that happened on this particular song, but the whole album was a lot of fun to put together. So let's listen to a little bit, and then I'll bring it down and tell you some stories about it, and then I'm going to play one other song from the album, and that'll be our day. So here we go.
You were a punk errand boy when you married the boss's daughter, and you're still a punk errand boy. Hey, Chevy. Yeah! Imitation.
Where's all the other people at? Where they at? You're making me funky now.
That's the life, where everything isn't so nice. Instead of thinking once, be thinking twice about the life. Yeah, selling that crack, thinking you're a king cause you got a crack sack in the life. Yeah, the little white balls will make your head swell if you got it like tall in the life. Yeah, and at a glance, even dames trying to get out there and try to like dance in the life. Yeah, right or wrong, they out there killing young brothers over one rock, y'all in the life. But not to be tired of it. Instead of copping me a sack, I wrote out a hit on the life. The dope man's life.
Letting it all hang out.
Where's all the other people at? Where they at?
In the city of dope.
You're making me funky now.
Now when the crack killer baby, all the dope man says that's the life. I know he think the father a chump, cause the paper red baby father eyes were bucked in the life. But what about the baby's mother?
Okay, so that's a little bit of the life. The cool thing about this record, and this guy, V, was like 6'7" or something, and this guy had grown up in Detroit. He had been in a gang, running drugs, and just like, he was tough, man. He was a rough dude. But he said that during his worst days of being a drug dealer, gangbang, or whatever, he met some woman that started to tell him about Jesus. And V got religion, man. He got saved as in Christianese. And so this record is kind of his story of his life, some of it as a drug dealer and what's happened since. But he's still hardcore, so if you grew up in a church listening to, Kumbaya and Lord, I lift your name on high and stuff like that, you don't expect the language that V uses to kind of get his points across in some places. In this particular song, I had a lot of fun because I play the saxophone through most of the record, and I'm the white cop, which you hear later on, and we needed a siren. And so my studio was on Valley Road in Upper Montclair, right in the middle of the business district. And a lot of the cops in town would stop by once in a while because a lot of, cool people and famous people were here. So they'd, pop in every once in a while. And this particular day, somebody stopped by, and I was like, listen, man, I need a siren. So we hung an AKG 414 microphone out the window, and the cop came from Bellevue Ave going north up to Lorraine Avenue with the siren blaring. Then he whipped around in the intersection and came flying back down the other way with the siren on. Everybody in the street is just looking, trying to see what happened, but we got it on tape. So let's listen to a little bit more of the record, and you'll hear the siren, you'll hear the saxophone, you'll hear me pulling him over. A lot of fun in here, so here you go.
The rest of the party down gang, the ride, believe that, the life, be out of here, peace, the life, so kick that, Alamala Sola Kaya Aya Et, living rivers of water flow through V-neck,
That's what I'm saying. Believe the hype.
the life,
Believe the hype.
the life, the life.
Alright, pull it over to the right. everybody out. Hands on the car, you know the program. You got your license and registration for this vehicle, partner?
Come on, Mr. Policeman. Be right with now. Give me a break.
What do you mean, hip-hop the hippie?
The life.
Believe the hype.
So you can see why this record was a lot of fun. You know, and for the sax part, man, I just played for like 5 minutes and then they used what they wanted to
The
use.
life. The life. The life.
Alright, I'm going to stop this for a minute and go to the next record, and Patty will do her little magic thing, and I'll be right back.
Safe driving is no joke. Get the coverage you need. For all your New York insurance and financial needs, GrimaldiAssociates.com.
Alright, so we're back. So the next song we're going to play is called The 90s. And that's when this record was recorded. But you're going to hear Parliament samples. You're going to hear Bootsy in here. The samples that he used in this are pretty cool. So let's listen to a little bit of this and see what y'all think of it.
The 90s, not the 70s nor the 80s. Face down, riding stretch, Mercedes getting funky. Rolling in on the donkey. Illegal drugs really hurt you junkies. Realize, boy, the real one on the rise. You can't stand what you're looking at, Jack. Close your eyes, we all in. Some do the hump, he do the Earl plan. Why? Because Detroit is cruise to town and ill skins.
Remember the hump? The Humpty Hump? That's what he's referencing there.
We understand who's grinding in the night.
And that Punk Away, that's Bootsy.
The 90s, begin some, so let's start this. You're gonna have to call more than your posse to stop this. Ambush, out of your woofer system, funk gush. Face down, got the pull, so dig the push. Y'all ain't got the Motor City ride. Detroit, no forgiving, more than the law allowed. Ain't nothing changed but a money maker who refrain from turning his back on God and slanging cocaine. You dominate, any jack try to intimidate. Face down, bad now or bad late in the night. Funky music, flat out turn me on.
The Wind Me Up is Bootsy from Bootzilla.
Face down, come to like funky stroll up. Act up, gumps and be a stump up, crude up. Face down, damn right, be come to put it down. So pack up your sack jacks and hit the road, clowns. For Corleone, put your butt in a ball gown and spin you from the bottom to the top. I ain't hearing ya, so watch your mouth, clowns. Be ain't the one fearing ya. In the night, Jack jump into your bloodbath. About time you get your guard up and be dark a half. Raw like another brother out there you never saw. From a Mac Daddy coming up out of Moss. Serious, ready to funk you delirious. Inside the soul, he got a flame burning furious. Jack face down, crew is made up of alley cats. Outside the door, lay a unwelcome dough mat. Try to creep in there, show skin you dirty rats in the night.
So there you go. Little short one today, but these are pretty cool songs. I loved doing this album. This was a very cool album. It was a lot of fun. It came out on Big Beat Records, and I believe it was one of the first rap records they ever put out. Craig Coleman, who was the president of Big Beat, I forget where he is now. He's at CBS or Warner's or somebody, but he's running one of the majors now. So a lot of success for a lot of people came out of this. I don't know what happened to V, and I would love to find him. He called me probably 10 years ago when we promised we'd keep in touch, but you know how life gets, and we just didn't, unfortunately. So V, if you see this, man, get back in touch with me. So that's it. Face down, Vito flat out from the ghetto. That's what he says. It ain't what you know, but what you skinheads don't know. There's some great lines in these records. But thank you, and I got to remind you every episode, please make sure you subscribe to our podcasts on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you like our Facebook page, Stuff from the Vault. Make sure you visit our website, stuffromthevault.com. Patty is always coming up with... Patty's my producer, by the way. I always say Patty and expect that you all know who she is. Edge City Design produces the show, and Patty's my producer. She's always coming up with giveaways and things so you can win merchandise, and we'd love to hear what you think of the episodes. If you have questions, email George at stufffromthevault.com. And thank you for watching or listening, depending how you're getting these podcasts, and we'll see you again in about a week. Bye.
Sponsors for today's show include
Serious dance training can and should be taught in a safe, nurturing, and fun-loving environment, providing a challenging and rewarding experience for all dancers. DanceWorkStudios.com, 127 Grove Street, Montclair, New Jersey, 973-655-9558.
Stuff from the Vault, behind-the-scenes stories from the music business, and more. Brought to you by My Social Media USA and Edge City Design, featuring George Lubis. StuffFromTheVault.com.